Before sunrise at a quiet neighborhood bakery, a Springer Spaniel mix was already scratching one low wooden panel in the brick wall, always the same corner again. The worker had seen paw marks there before, but when she nudged him back with her broom, the panel gave a tiny unexpected wiggle underneath twice. Then he changed the signal, nose down at the bottom seam, tapping once and stepping back like he was waiting for her to look closer today. She opened the bakery door, offering the obvious answer, but he ignored the warm doorway and returned to that uneven wooden edge again before sunrise too. When she wiped the panel, fresh dust fell from inside, and the dog sat still, watching her hand instead of the bakery door behind her again. She tried fixing the nuisance by sliding a crate in front of it, accidentally covering the exact spot he kept showing every morning with one paw. He moved to the side seam, pressed his nose into the gap, and one tiny gray fiber caught on the rough inner splinter near his nose. The worker tested the smell theory with a plain paper scrap from the doorway, but he stared past it as the panel trembled by itself anyway. Then the answer finally made sense to them. Old crumbs, dry dust, and bakery residue had collected around the loose wood all week near the sidewalk. After she cleaned it, he stopped scratching, so for a moment, everyone thought the strange morning habit had finally been solved at the wall. But when she tapped the brick, nothing happened. When she tapped the wood, his head snapped toward the lower seam again instantly, surprising her right away. The crate was about to cover it again, and this time the dog quietly planted himself between the box and wall, refusing the mistake all over again. That was when the panel moved from the inside, even with no paw touching it, and a thin whisker flashed once in the dark near the seam. The worker looked at the old scratch marks differently, set the broom down, and cleared the sidewalk instead of shooing him away, carefully giving him space now. The dog stepped forward, then stopped beside the folded towel, letting her lift the same corner he had marked from the start while she slowed down carefully. The panel opened just a few inches, enough to show darkness behind it, but a stuck screw kept the gap too small for any safe reach inside. She used the first scratch marks as a guide, pressing the weaker corner until a patch of gray fur appeared behind the wood where he had tapped. For a second, the careful opening worked. A small gray face showed, then backed away before stepping onto the towel waiting below, as everyone held still there. So the worker stopped reaching, and the dog turned his head away, sitting calmly beside the soft exit space instead of staring, making the opening feel safer. Only then did the gray tabby step out from behind the panel, crossing the towel while the spaniel stayed perfectly still nearby in the quiet morning light. The cat went safely into a plain carrier, and the worker fitted the panel back while the dog lifted one paw toward it and waited beside the carrier, but he did not scratch anymore. Same wall, same morning, same dog, only now the panel was quiet beside the carrier. Would you have checked that bakery panel sooner that morning?